what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at the Dream Giveaway Garage because I have probably one of the ultimate performance car comparisons for you. We have the all-new Ford Shelby GT500 with the coveted carbon fiber track package that's going to go up against this first time ever mid-engine C8 Corvette with the Z51 track package. But before we get into these two bad boys, let's talk a little bit about their history. What's fascinating is that they're only separated by about 10 years apart from one another. The first one was the Chevrolet Corvette, America's true sports car, born in 1953. Really, in the beginning, didn't have a lot of performance, but in 1955 is when things got really hot, when they had their first ever V8 in a Corvette. Ford Mustang, which the Shelby GT500 is based off of, first hit the streets in 1964 and a half. Same thing. Performance was there, but it took about a year or two to really heat things up. One thing is for certain, in the 21st century, these cars are bringing performance numbers that were unheard of by a normal factory production vehicle. And what's fascinating is at the end of the day, when you're writing a check for one of these two, they actually come within hundreds of dollars price-wise the way that they're both optioned. So let's go ahead, dive into these two performance cars and see which one is the best one, the ultimate one, the perfect one for you. Let's start with the Shelby. New for 2020, GT500 name is back, Ford Performance Blue. I love how wide this is. You can see the additional width at the front end of the business. My only zonk is that gloss black. It just does not look the part when we're especially talking about the carbon fiber track package. But one thing you'll notice as we drop down, you have this nice wire mesh, real metal, nice touch, gonna help flow air into all the different coolers. The track package one has the additional canard and front splitter. It's been upgraded by Anderson Composites and Dream Giveaway Garage to be full carbon fiber, the way it should have came from the factory. When we come across the big, large, open mouth of this Shelby GT500, more of that wire mesh, the largest Cobra ever to be put on a GT500 or GT350. Drop down, some more wire mesh. You can see the Shelby name stamped on that front splitter. You got the over-the-top racing stripes. Dream Giveaway Garage did something very tasteful. They added a little bit of red all the way back just to give it a little bit more identity. But from one side to the other, very, very menacing. When we get up onto the hood, guess what? The return of hood pins on a Ford product. Ford engineers said they needed those pins there to hold that hood down at speed. Very, very large heat extractor. Remember, you got over 700 horsepower producing a lot of heat under that hood. We're gonna bring cold air in, drag the hot air out. The only zonk is that it's gloss black plastic. Should be carbon fiber. Let's go ahead and check out the C8 Corvette. All new for 2020, first ever mid-engine Corvette. Now, I do not envy the designers of this car for having to come up with its shape because they needed it to look like a Corvette. And guess what? They did. Front end of the business looks like a Corvette, even though there's less surface area, no engine underneath this portion, but you can see very nicely done on your headlights, just like the GT500. You're gonna have LED headlights, daytime running lamps, and turn signals. I like the gloss black, and the way that it angles into the fender really makes it have that touch from a C7 Corvette. You drop down. My only zonk is that you have this carbon flash metallic, which is nice, but it's plastic. Whereas on the GT500, you had actual metal mesh. This is all plastic, but it's all open to flow maximum air. If you ever wonder, well, what is this horizontal piece for? This is actually required by the Department of Transportation. It's pedestrian protection. So this technically, the designers did not want here. This one has the optional full carbon fiber front splitter. That's gonna give us downforce. It's a Chevrolet performance part. Give us that downforce, get air into those coolers. Even this center area where you have the iconic cross flags, that emblem has been on a Corvette since day one, 1953. Nice angle, you got the Corvette name stamped right on the nose here, and really, really looks very stealth fighter-ish. If you remember what a stealth fighter looks like, they really brought that design into the Corvette. Going up onto the frunk, you can see how I was telling you with the cutouts, the angles, the folds, the creases, really allows that air to go up and over the windscreen. And remember, this is a frunk, no engine underneath that portion. But why don't we go ahead, let's take a lap around both of these and see what they're bringing to the performance table. All right, guys, time to take a lap around the GT500. This one, like I said, that carbon fiber track package. What you get, feast your eyes on those carbon fiber wheels. Exposed carbon fiber, love the design. 20-inch wheel in diameter, 11 inches wide on your width. They're wrapped in those super sticky Michelin Cup 2 tires. That's 305 on the width, and a very slim 30 series sidewall. You can see the massive Brembo 6-piston caliper, the size of Ronald McDonald's shoes, or any clown. Those are the clown shoes. Any clown would be happy to have shoes that big. Behind the wheel, being clamped down by those calipers, is gonna be an over 15-inch rotor. It's got an aluminum hat, steel rotor. It's gonna help with cooling, and it also helps with rotating mass. Same thing with the carbon fiber wheel. It looks good, but that's less rotating mass. Underneath each of these fenders is gonna be the MagneRide suspension. It's gonna really be able to tell the detail of the racetrack or the road that you're on to give you the right compression and rebound damping from your suspension bits. Going down into the fender, you have a little bit smaller Cobra on the side, and then this one has some extra touches done by Anderson Composites and Dream Giveaway Garage. It has the optional side stripes along with the over-the-top stripes, but what they did is they trimmed out the name Shelby to let that show through, that Ford Performance blue shell show through with that name Shelby. Anderson Composites did full side sill in carbon fiber plus the additional track package part of the side sill. Full carbon fiber, that's normally just black plastic from the factory. You do get a carbon fiber drive shaft. Running our way towards the back, out back, 20 by 11.5-inch wheels. So you have thicker rubber at the back. These tires, check them out. You're looking at 315s out back, 315s, and still a very large 4-piston Brembo caliper. And those rotors are over 14 inches in diameter. There's people that are eating smaller pizzas, believe it or not. Now, when we get to the tail end of the business, you're gonna get, this is really the cherry on top of the track package, this massive carbon fiber, exposed carbon fiber rear wing. It is two-way adjustable, depending if you want more or less downforce. That was developed by Ford Performance with their GT4 Mustang race program. You have the Anderson Composite full rear diffuser, large active exhaust, so you can make the exhaust quiet or loud, depending on who you want to piss off. And then, of course, that very, very large Cobra. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and take out the key fob, show off the key fob. Here is your Cobra key fob. Flip it around, you got remote start. We could pop the trunk. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the trunk and show you the space. So if you ever wonder, well, how usable is one of these? And you can see that we have the optional B&O sound system with your subwoofer. You got your optional car cover and the owner's welcome kit. Over 13 cubic feet of space in the back of this Shelby GT500. But why don't we go ahead, let's take a lap around that C8 Corvette and see what it brings to the table. All right, guys, time to take a lap around the all-new C8 Corvette. We're gonna start off with the front just to show you how much room we have. So you have 4 cubic feet of space up front, and then of course there's gonna be some room when we get to that rear section of the C8. Now, coming around the bend, like I was telling you, those nice angular lines, the Corvette uses staggered wheels. So instead of having 20 inches all the way around, you have 19 inches up front, 20 in the back. So this is a 19-inch wheel, gloss black. Love the cross flags emblem there. And then these are wrapped in a less sticky tire. So these are Pilot Sport 4S's. It's a little bit more of a road tire, but you're still getting that great performance aspect, just a little bit more durability. Those Cup 2s only last about 12,000 miles or so. You'll get more mileage. Now, the great news is because this has the Z51 package, you're gonna get the same nice 6-piston Brembo calipers, like the way it's got the Corvette name, the Z51 badge. Not as large rotors. So the rotors on that Shelby GT500, when I say over 15 inches, they're about 16.2 inches in diameter. These are a little over 15. So these are a little bit smaller. The great news is, just like that Shelby GT500, you do get magnetic ride. Ford calls it MagneRide, GM calls it magnetic ride. That's gonna adjust the suspension at any given moment depending on what's going on with the road surface. So that is a very nice feature. Another thing with the Z51 package is you're getting an electronic limited slip differential out back. As we go down the side, you can see that carbon flash metallic. It's a nice texture to it. I like it better than just flat up gloss black. Even the way that they did the turn signals, it almost acts as another aerodynamic aid. And one thing to know is that if you're looking at a C8 Corvette head on, the passenger side mirror actually extends further, because when you're behind the wheel to see past the big fender, it needs to stick out a little further. It's not just your eyes. You're not losing your mind, at least not yet. Down the lower sill area, massive carbon fiber side sill. That's that Chevrolet performance part. Really nice touch. You have the carbon flash metallic trim up here. This is where your door handle to open up the door is located. You're just gonna push, and then that piece actually opens with the door, so this stays with the car. And obviously we're channeling air towards that engine compartment. You could kind of see the way they did the beautiful angles. Really, like I said, Stealth Fighter almost looks a little Lamborghini Huracan-ish from this point of view, the way the angles are and everything. Out back, like I was telling you, these are 20-inch wheels. So 19-inch wheels up front, 20-inch wheels up back, little smaller rotor, little smaller caliper. But the good news is you're gonna get nice width out of the back. These are actually 305, so not as wide as the Shelby GT500. GT500 had 315s. These are 305s, but the staggered setup is really gonna help quicken that steering. Now, when we get to the tail end of the business, instead of a carbon fiber rear wing, you have this carbon flash metallic. It is non-adjustable, so that's gonna be a zonk. The one on the GT500 was two-way positionable. You do have your Stingray logo right here. Such an iconic name. First was seen on a Corvette 1963. Last time, before the C7 Corvette, it was 1976 was the last time that a Corvette said Stingray, until 2014. Mind-blowing. We drop down, you have the updated design of the taillight. The rear end of the Corvette is not my favorite. I do tend to zonk this a little bit more because it sort of looks like a smushed and ripped apart Chevrolet Camaro. You do have the carbon flash metallic, nice open vents on the back for the heat coming from the back of this vehicle. You got your quad tip exhaust that makes a return to the Corvette to have two on each side like that. And then you're gonna have this carbon flash metallic rear diffuser, functional just like on the Shelby GT500. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and engine cover and see what's powering these two performance cars. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a massive hydraulic hood strut. Underneath that hood is the most powerful Ford production engine ever to roll out of their assembly line. That's a 5.2 liter V8, 760 horsepower. That means that's more horsepower than a Ford GT, 625 pound-feet of torque. It's all routed through a first ever in a Shelby Tremec 7-speed DCT transmission. The GT500 weighs around 4,054 pounds, 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds, quarter mile in 10.7 according to Ford. MPGs, 12 in the city, 18 on the highway, and this is what Ford is bringing. Now, if you're looking underneath and seeing all these additional carbon fiber and brushed aluminum pieces, those have been done by Anderson Composites and Dream Giveaway Garage. So whoever wins this giveaway is gonna be a very, very lucky person because they're gonna have something extra special. But let's go ahead, let's check out underneath that engine cover and see the mid-engine V8 in the Corvette. All right, guys, time to check out underneath that engine cover. But before we do, let me show you the key fob. I actually like the Corvette key fob better than the Shelby GT500. Let me spin it around, show you the nice buttons on the back. It's almost like the Corvette is not even a Chevrolet product. It's almost like not even a General Motors product because of the nice special materials and touches. So we're gonna hit it twice. That's gonna pop that whole back area. By doing that, look at this. You have more storage space. So you have about 6 cubic feet of space back here. This is the target top, carbon fiber, very nicely done. If you take the 6, add it to the frunk, that's 10 cubic feet of space. That's a little smaller than what you have in the Shelby GT500, but there's that V8 engine, mid-engine in a Corvette, surrounded by tons of carbon fiber. And if you want numbers, I have plenty of numbers for you. So you're looking at that new LT2 V8. That's a 6.2 liter V8, naturally aspirated, 495 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. It's all routed through a first time ever in a Corvette Tremec 8-speed DCT. So you actually have an 8-speed compared to a 7-speed in the GT500. This has that electronic limited slip differential. It weighs around 3,622 pounds, And like I was telling you before, you have that magnetic ride suspension. 0 to 60, here's the mind-blowing number, 2.8 seconds, quarter mile in 11.2, and a top speed 194 miles an hour. So 0 to 60, it's beating the GT500. Quarter mile, the GT500 wins, and top speed, the Corvette wins, because Ford has agreed to regulate the top speed of the GT500 to 186 miles an hour. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up these two performance cars and hear what they sound like. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 GT500. Wonderful place to be. It's got the carbon fiber track package. I know you're probably asking, well, Joe, how much is this? Like I said, within hundreds of dollars, you're looking at $98,000 for both of these vehicles. Let's see what you get with the GT500. Now, to the door panels, you'll notice very, very clean. Not much different from your standard Mustang GT. That's going to be the zonk for me. You do have white contrast stitching, and I do like those two diagonal stripes. Dream giveaway and Anderson Composites added the carbon fiber, the Shelby trim down there, and the speaker trim as well, just to kind of try to brighten things up a little bit. When we get to the dash, you have nice soft material. This is the carbon fiber optional piece from the factory. You got your two performance gauges, oil pressure, oil temp, 8-inch infotainment system screen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, AC controls. You got your toggle switches. Remember, this has that active exhaust. You can make louder or quieter. A nice aluminum start-stop button. Little tiny cubby down here for some M&Ms, a USB, and a 12-volt. This is the new piece of discussion, this rotary dial. It looks like it's out of a Ford Fusion, so that's going to be a zonk. But I do like the addition that Anderson Composites put of this carbon fiber piece with the brushed aluminum trim, electric e-brake, soft armrest. Open it up and you got plenty of room. You could easily put 8 Twinkies in there, 8 Victory Twinkies. You got a USB and another 12-volt, and then the seats. Full Recaros, one-piece back. Love the embroidery, love the two-tone color, Alcantara, and then really has wonderful bolstering for both the passenger and the driver. I'm going to tilt it forward because with the track package, it's a rear seat delete. So no rear seats in this particular GT500, but why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this snake. All right, guys, business time. You can see how the seat just cradles me. You have the nice Dream giveaway badge down here. Like I said, some lucky winner is going to win both of these at some point. Plus, there's 2 cars attached to each, so definitely check out their website. I'll put that link in the description. Alcantara leather wrap steering wheel. I like the flat bottom. You got that cobra right there about to bite you in the neck, put some venom in you. Nice flat white leather stripe top dead center. You have the 12-inch LED display, really nice touch. You could go into your different drive modes, and what's great is how the dash actually changes. So you can see how the tack is set up in that mode compared to track, which track is just going to be straight up tack all the way across. You got magnesium metal pedals behind the wheel, and then down below, so here's your magnesium pedals. Down below you have the addition of a carbon fiber dead pedal and then brushed aluminum brake and throttle. But why don't we get on over to that C8 Corvette and see what that interior is bringing to the table. All right, guys, we're inside America's true sports car, the all-new C8 Corvette. Really interesting having that engine right behind my head, but like I was saying, the way that this one is optioned is basically around $98,000, so very, very close between the two. Let's see what you get for the money with this car. Door panels, love the leather, love the red contrast stitching, the carbon fiber, the brushed aluminum on the Bose speaker cover. Really nice touch. You got a small pocket in there on the door where you could put a couple Twinkies. Really clean, nicely done by Chevrolet. When you get to the dash, same story. The material is wonderful, the stitch work. The controls for the vents are a little on the cheap side. They're these little plastic tabs that don't feel very, very nice whatsoever. They kind of feel like they could break off very easily, but I do like this nice brushed aluminum. Look at how driver focused the Corvette is. Everything is for me, nothing is for you. You could just play with the AC vents or pick your nose. You have the AC controls ventilated seats and heated seats, which remember that GT500 did not have. You have the upgraded all-new 8-inch infotainment system, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Everything, like I said, is driver focused. You have the pull and push switches for your 8-speed DCT transmission, and you have your mode selector knob underneath this nice palm rest. The leather is great, 2 cup holders. We lift this up, you might be able to get 3 Twinkies in there. If you go any more, you're gonna squish and squirt cream everywhere, but you do have a USB-C and a USB, seats to die for. Carbon fiber, 1-piece back, the leather is great, nice bolstering, power for both the passenger and the driver, so you're losing some of that manual control if you want. Everything is electric assist. As you can see, you can take the target top off or put it on. Why don't you come over to the business end though? I want to show you behind the D-shaped steering wheel in the C8 Corvette. All right guys, behind the D-shaped steering wheel, you can see the Stingray name on the sill here, the nice brushed aluminum. Seats, the bolstering is really good. The bottom bolstering is not as high. The GT500 definitely has seats that are more track focused to hold you into place. The steering wheel though is a little piece of race car heaven. Love all the stitch work. You got the bright red at top dead center. Very, very attractive horn button. You got the Zora button that really adjusts all your performance. The dash changes. You have that active exhaust so you can make it louder just like the GT500 to piss everybody off. You have 2 large paddles on the back of the steering wheel. They don't feel as nice as the ones on the GT500, but still a great size. And then that dash, so you have your 8-inch infotainment, and then that dash is so crystal clear. You have everything that you could imagine right in front of you, easily seen, and you have a head-up display, which the GT500 does not have. Great flow to everything in here. Even the way they got the controls, when I first saw this, I was like, it's working for me now. But why don't we go ahead, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take these 2 for a spin. Guys, we left Dream Giveaway Garage. We're in the 2020 C8 Corvette. On throttle, here we go. Dash shifts, yeah. I'll tell you right now, this thing, the 8-speed DCT, shifts so lightning fast. Unbelievable. It's gonna be interesting to see how it compares back to back to the 7-speed DCT in the GT500. But one thing's for certain, even with the target top off, very smooth. We got the side windows up, so we're not getting really any wind turbulence whatsoever, but kind of gives you that nice open air feel that you can only get once you remove the top. Everything, you feel like you're wearing a glove. Being the driver of the C8 Corvette, you feel like you're wearing the perfect size glove. Everything just wraps around you really nicely. Bolstering on the bottom portion of the seat is not very high, but definitely a little bit more aggressive up top and super smooth. I mean, you're sitting on the front axle, so you're really able to get a better feel for what's going on at the front end of the business for sure, compared to, say, when the Corvette was front engine. But let's see how she performs. I'm gonna come to a dead stop here, and then we're gonna do a little twisty bit action. On throttle, here we go, yeah! So awesome. On the brakes, nice. Great downshifts. Perfect balance, look at this. Perfect balance. You just feel exactly what the front end of the car is doing, and having that engine in the middle, it's a no-brainer. You are getting a way better weight distribution. I didn't feel any drama from anybody's baby mama coming out the back there. Really just hunkered down. That electronic limited slip diff on throttle. Look at this. Front end grip is phenomenal. Phenomenal. She just bites, holds, and you're off. That's how good she is. And she just wants more. That's what I love about her. She just wants more, and she takes it, which is exactly what you want from your performance sports car. So smooth. I mean, just pulling away from that stop sign, very, very smooth. I got it in Zora mode right now, which just opens her up. That great V8 sound. Could be a little bit louder coming from the back, but still great sound from that active exhaust. The head-up display gives you all the information you could want or need. Just a wonderful, balanced car. It's that amazing. It really is. And the downshifts, spot on the money. Purposeful, really nice. It holds the balance of the car. When you get on the binders, the balance of the car holds very nicely. Here we go, on throttle. More turbulence inside the car, but that's just something that you know to put up with because we have no roof right now. But I'm telling you, she hunkers down, so solid, so smooth. Paddles are a great size. You're not going to miss a shift whatsoever. They really did their homework on the C8 Corvette. They really, really did. Is this the best performing Corvette? From a chassis standpoint, yes. And this is only the beginning. LT2 is a great engine. Stingray is a great car. But we got the Z06 coming, Grand Sport, ZR1, and the Zora. Guys, on throttle, here we go. The grip, unbelievable. The high-speed cornering in this car is like no other Corvette I've been in. So hunkered down, held the line. Confidence was through the roof. That's not even here. That's how high my confidence is. It goes all the way up to the heavens. That's how good this C8 Corvette is, especially the C8 at that high-speed cornering. Wow. Get a pop for the exhaust. Love the sound. So smooth. Would I like a manual? I tell you, I wish they would have gave us the option. I wish they would have gave us the option. That would have been nice. It would have been nice to have that extra touch. But why don't we go ahead, let's get back to Dream Giveaway Garage, swap seats, and get in that GT500 and see, is it a contender or just a pretender? Guys, we're in the GT500 from a standstill on throttle. Here we go. Yeah! Love it. This thing is a supercharged cruise missile. Now, I know that the C8 Corvette is not broken in yet, and the ECU hasn't unleashed everything, but I'm telling you right now, as it sits right now, this car definitely feels faster. Has way more sensations going on here. The sound, the feeling from the wheel, the seats just hold you just like a baseball mitt holds a baseball. That's what you feel like, you're a baseball sitting in a baseball mitt. I love it. Steering wheel, spot on the money with the thickness. The paddles are perfect. It really feels so smooth. I mean, with the way the power delivery is in this thing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable what technology is bringing us with these vehicles. It really is. Why don't we go see how she handles? On throttle, here we go. I'll be quiet. On the brakes, yeah. The hell with being quiet. Unbelievable. There's just something about the Shelby that just gives you a little bit more sensation, definitely a lot more sound, and yet the feedback is phenomenal. Even though it's a larger car, it's a heavier car. They've done their homework with the chassis setup in this thing. All right, guys. Once again, on throttle. Yeah! This car is unbelievable. Now I know on paper, I know at the track, I know the ones that the ECUs are unlocked, the C8s, they're faster, but I just feel like the rate of speed that you're bringing towards the corner is just second to none in this thing, and the sound, and it just, even though this is a front engine, I love the feedback I'm getting from the front of the car. Now, obviously, those Cup 2s are playing a big part, but it just goes to show that it's not just horsepower, it's not just placement of an engine, it's the whole shabam. And this Shelby does it so amazing, so amazing. If I shut up for that long, you know how amazing this car is. Oh my God. Alright guys, we need to get back to Dream Giveaway Garage, but of course, we're gonna go one more time here on Rady's Rides. On throttle, here we go. Guys, we need to get back to Dream Giveaway Garage. This car is amazing. I want to take it home. I had way more fun in this car than the C8. I'm sorry. I'm going GT500. We'll see you in a split second. All right, guys. It's been an amazing time with these two high-performance cars. So glad to not only have your support, but also the support of everybody here at Dream Giveaway Garage. Definitely got to thank Lori, Boomer, Blake, Chris, the whole crew. So accommodating. What can I say? You kind of can have your cake and eat it too in the performance world of cars today. If you want that old school kind of supercharged muscle car, a little bit larger but still performs like none other, you can go GT500. If you want the revolutionary change of America's sports car where it's this pure balance, 50-50 perfection and naturally aspirated horsepower, you can have it as well. No matter which way you go, you're not gonna lose. And the great news is both of these are available for the winning here at Dream Giveaway Garage. I'll leave that link in the description. But if it's performance cars like these that you wanna keep seeing on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee. He's sweating it out here in the sun. He's getting a tan like none other. And guess what? The tripod is in full effect. So thank you, Tom, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.